Hey guys, Caesar here. For many of us, discipleship either conjures up images of a standardized series of classes we once went through, or it's this mysterious and foggy image of spiritual practices and a knowledge base to be passed on to others. Well, either way, most Christians just aren't doing it. And I'm not even saying that those two common images are even biblically accurate. They're not. But many find themselves stuck personally or in their attempts to disciple others or to get their churches on board with discipleship. Now, I'm not going to get into discipleship tools and steps today. Okay, there's plenty of those all over my site. You're probably on it right now. But I do want to suggest that there are three things that may, in fact, be lurking behind the lack of discipleship that we're currently experiencing. First, love of self. Now, this is a pretty broad category, and it really has to do with the fact that I've arranged my life and my schedule and my spare time and my family life, my work, etc., all in a way that pleases, well, me. Think through the sanctified distractions that may show up in your life and be keeping you from being and making disciples. Family drama, your parents' approval, marriage strife, or if you're single looking for a spouse. You get the idea. Now, your list may be different, but anything you grasp a hold of and treat as a sacred cow is probably an area that you need to talk to Jesus about. Okay, the second thing that may be keeping you from discipleship is fear of man. It's hardwired. Okay? Most of us crave the approval of other people, or we fear their rejection or disapproval. And often we think that maybe the best way to manage this is just to avoid people altogether, or we very selectively let people into our lives and allow even fewer to go deep and really know us. But discipleship's impossible without vulnerability. You have the perfect approval of a perfect God, and you have nothing to fear from others. Trust God with you and love others. And third thing might be keeping you from making disciples is you believe a small gospel. Many Christians think the gospel is about getting to heaven and avoiding to hell. Just say the Jesus in my heart prayer and we're good to go. But the gospel is good news for every area of life, not just good news about our afterlife. The gospel answers every problem. It changes fear to faith, and it gives us the motivation to submit all of life to the lordship of Jesus. The good news sends us out as disciples who now make disciples in every area of life too. When we begin to love God and others more than ourselves and our comfort, our focus and intentionality changes. God's mission now becomes our mission. When we truly believe that we have the love and acceptance of a perfect Father who loves us regardless of any performance or lack, then we're free to put ourselves out beyond our comfort and trust Him for the results. And when we believe a bigger gospel that encompasses all of life, we see discipleship as something that happens in the normal rhythms of everyday life too. Not as an add-on, not a hassle, but a way of life within the scope of God's eternal plan. The next best time to radically rethink and reorient our lives around making disciples is now. Now, we don't have to, but we get to. Would you do me a favor? Please share this with someone you love or your church or staff before you go, and leave me any questions or thoughts below or on Facebook. As always, thanks for watching.